content form has become so boring, I started doing tier lists again. But this one is for bleeding out on specific maps in Counter-Strike. Anyways, I think this is pretty obvious, but I'm gonna put Office in S tier. Like, Office is such a good map. It's snowy as well. Like, you're doing like the Ryan Gosling Blade Runner scene where he's like laying down on the stairs and there's just like snow falling on him. In your opinion, what do you think is the best map to die on? Like in terms of bleeding out, just being by yourself after a fight, you're gonna die and you have to just like lay down somewhere. Canals, I don't know why this is even here. Like the only thing I remember from canals is like the bridge. I think just dying there doesn't really feel nice. It's like a public space. I would put that E tier. It's not really like soothing or anything. You're dying on like a concrete floor and that's it. On like the snow, which is like obviously an S tier. Italy kind of has the same feeling, but at the same time, if you're in one of those hostage rooms, then it might actually be somewhat cool. But then you're still kind of alone, and like it's just like a wooden floor that you're dying on, and that's not really nice. And then like the rest is just cobblestone, so that's also gonna be probably pretty ass. So Italy's going D. Overpass might be the first F tier here. Overpass sucks really bad. You can't really lay down on the mud. That is kind of ass. Actually, the only good spot is outside on long, whatever you call it. That long place where the grass is at, or at the playground. I don't know why you would want to die at a playground, but this is an F tier because you can hear the trains moving, and there's just like skyscrapers everywhere. It's not really like immersive. So that's the first F tier. I might be wrong with that. Inferno actually depends on the location as well. But obviously, I think the best place where you could die is like possibly in the church. The church is actually the best place you can die. It's like dying with faith, faith in God. So this could be like a B tier, but like everything else kind of sucks. Everything else is also concrete. Maybe like next to the water fountain, you just like sit by the fountain like whilst you're dying. Dust 2's a sandy map. I think sandy maps is just too warlike maps that just kind of suck really bad. If you had to imagine yourself dying on Dust 2, it would have to be like, I have no idea. Where would you die on Dust 2? I am genuinely confused. Would it be on Long? Like maybe like near the cars? It's really interesting. This is a really bad map to die on. It has no immersion. Maybe I have to put canals upwards and Dust 2 and E. Maybe, nah, but Dust 2 is a very calm. It's a very calm of a place. The only thing bad about it is like the immersion is just kind of ruined because you can't really like sit yourself the scene of you dying and bleeding out. Ancient is a good one. Now, Ancient, I actually think this is one of the better ones because of this. You hear that? Dying with that immersion of like just animals and like just like you dying and they like look whilst you like set back, eyes in the sky, and you just hear that in the ambience as you're fading. That's a pretty good like sound to die on. That's a pretty good bleed out spot. It's like those TikToks where you see bleed out spots on like 10 out of 10 benches. However, the only problem is bugs. Bugs probably. Like maybe if you're a terrorist, you have like no sleeves and bugs could go onto your skin. That's just kind of an annoying like itch that some people might dislike. But overall, it's a good place to die. Like you could just lay down on the grass and then just stare into the sky as you're dying. Anubis is kind of like a dust to as well. The only change about it is that you could probably like, lay down on one of the carpets as soon as you're dying. I don't know if that's like a prayer that you can do, but Anubis kind of sucks as well. It has no like good spots. Maybe you could rest your head on one of those like stairs. You know when you enter, I think it's a B site or A site, I forgot. You like go down, you could like just lay on the stairs, as I already said with Office, like Ryan Gosling and Blade Runner. But overall, it's just kind of an annoying map. But wait, is it Anubis A site? Anubis A site. If it is A site, then I might be correct. Oh, well, CS2 obviously, fucking hell. Um, no, okay, so that's A site. I'm talking about B site. B site has the big circle spot, and you can like look up into it. Yes, this spot. Where you sit down, you could just like fully just look up at the vibrancy, you know? You can look at the sun radiation. You can like sit on top of that. That would be a pretty good way to die. That's actually very good. That's gonna bring my thoughts on Anubis up to C, possibly even B. Like Inferno, the only thing that's got it running is Faith, really, so that might go down to a C, but I'll keep them both at B for now. Now, Mirage has nothing really good unless you die in like your own apartment, but that's kind of depressing. Or you die in Palace. Palace is probably a better place to die. Dying at the ticket booth is definitely horrible. But Mirage doesn't have any good spots. Like the market on B site is just kind of mid. There's nothing going for it. You're not gonna die with like random fruit. That's not gonna be a way to go, right? So this is probably gonna be another E-tail of Dust 2. It's like those Dusty maps that you can already see the vibe with. Nuke doesn't really fit with me. I think Nuke could be a good map to die on, but only if you're outside. If you're inside or in the reactor rooms, it just makes you feel like you're an office worker. Like, if you're a terrorist rushing into a site and you get, like, shot and you're bleeding out, and the last thoughts are on, like, Nuke B site, you're just not gonna feel as good as you would feel on Office, Ancient, Inferno, or Anubis. It's kind of mid. I think this is the first C tier. There's nothing good going for it, but there's nothing bad. It's just like co-worker vibes. Train is a good map. Train now with the addition of having the rain in the map, same as how Ancient now has it. The rain could actually like make it a good vibe. The only problem is that it's not really like, I mean, to be honest, the rainy vibe brings in the thunder and like the darkness. It's like you're losing a significant other. It's setting the scene for a death. That is actually very good. This could be an S tier, not better than Office, but it's definitely either above Ancient on A or an S tier below Office. Now, for the last one is Vertigo. Vertigo is not good. Dying on a skyscraper, you're probably a worker. You're probably a worker, sorry, and just overall dying and just like sitting. I mean, it could be kind of an aura moment sitting on like a big ass skyscraper and just like passing away. Like you're so much like you're so above everyone else. That could be a good thing. It's better than Mirage. It's probably better than Italy. So I'll put it into D or C tier. It's not better than Nuke. Actually, it is. It is. I take that back. It is better than Nuke because Nuke, the only thing going for it is the outside, but you start at the nuclear power site. Whilst in Vertigo, yeah, it's showing a skyscraper, but you are so sky high above everyone else. It doesn't even matter. It's like you're powering over them. A map that isn't here is Cache, but Cache is kind of a bad map as well. The only good place you could die is like possibly outside the map boundaries. This is like a big carousel. You would have to like drag yourself with your arms to go to the carousel and just lay down. Like an old playground you were. It could give you like some nostalgia vibes. But overall, Cache would be like a C tier as well, possibly a B tier. I think B tier. And my final changes to this would be, well, Inferno is not really good. I'll bring it down to C, and I'll bring Vertigo up, and I'll make Inferno below Nuke. This is probably the best tier list ever, where you're gonna die in terms of bleeding out. If I did anything wrong, then fucking comment it. I don't know. It's your fucking will.